We should just have Queer Eye on.
Okay, hold on. This is a wicked tangent, but I need to say this. I love that show.
I haven't really watched it.
I freaking love that show.
People keep telling me that it looks like I've designed my house in that fashion. Or like I should look at them. They have good ideas.
They do. No offense, Sam, but I don't think you can match these gay guys' style.
Okay.
They're too good.
I like my style.
They're too good. No, it's a good style. No. It's your style. It's good.
Yeah.
But like, they just, I don't know. It's just...
They're gay.
They're gay. That's what it is. When you're
I'm not gay.
You get a...
I thought I was gay.
Oh my God. You might not
Proves
be gay.
it.
That does prove it. Or
I'm not gay.
Or you're just a dash of gay. Just enough to be able to design things. That's it. That show is awesome. If someone nominated me for that, I'd be like, thank you. This is going to be incredible. I can't wait to talk to the guy who gives me outfit advice. I can't wait to... I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah, I had like a big old
can I nominate?
Piece of acne on my forehead.
Can I nominate you?
For what?
For Queer Eye?
Wait, do they come to me?
Yes.
Am I that bad? Do they come to people like me? Or do they go to like homeless people almost?
No. They go to people who just need a little pick-me-up. Haven't had a girlfriend in a long time. Dude, oh my God. Is this happening? You were like the perfect candidate. Have you never watched the show?
No. I don't know what's happening.
They'll go to like guys who, like maybe you're kind of a little bit nerdy, never had a girlfriend, or were recently divorced, or sometimes they are married, but their marriage has lost the mojo, and so they're trying to...
usually far from marriage.
Dude, this is...
Why are you so excited?
I'm stoked.
You want to put that on your to-do list?
This is on my to-do list. This is amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
Your honey-do list?
Honey-do list, man. This is awesome. I can't wait to meet those guys. They're freaking awesome.
You're like, assuming we're going to get it?
I'm thinking about...
a picture of my house right now. Man, I think we would get on really quick.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. No, they love that. Garbage everywhere. That's what they need for the show. They need you to look messy.
They see that TV that I sold.
Don't touch your room.
Oh, with Charlie destroying that.
Don't touch your room.
That football, putting it everywhere.
They will come in and clean it all for us for free. Hey. They'll update the house.
Publicity?
They'll give publicity for the
at Uncle Simi.
And honestly, can I say this though? Like on a serious note, there's actually only one guy on the show kind of annoys me. He's like a little much, but they had a
little much.
No, he is. If you watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. He's a little bit. You're just like, you're a little extra, my guy. They had it was maybe the third to second episode.
Is he extra because he's like super flamboyant?
This is an insult to super flamboyant people. He's like flamboyant to the nth degree. Like if there was a game where you were to fight gay people, he's the final boss.
He like incinerated himself. He's that flamboyant.
Practically.
Yeah.
He is
Molotov
he's
cocktail.
Funny, but he's a little much sometimes. And I'm just like, oof.
I have to see him.
So on the show, the second episode, I thought
they're gonna teach me how to sit up straight.
Set up, yes. They're going to teach you how to sit up straight. They're going to teach you what to wear, to a good haircut for your face.
Is this how I stand? They going to teach me how to stand? Or like those bro neck guys. They're like...
Dude, I mean like Joe Brogan?
By the way, this beard is helping me out a lot.
It is. It's doing you favors.
Yeah, I don't have a chin.
Don't cut it. It's doing you a lot of favors.
I don't have a strong chin. This helps me.
It looks like you have a strong chin because of the beard.
Yeah, that's why I've kept it.
It's killing it.
Yeah.
They would tell you to keep it.
For sure.
Anyways, second or third episode, they had a Christian guy on, and they really talked about that, like in a very fair lighting. And I was like, I cannot believe this is happening.
In what way?
He was saying how he felt, so one of the guys used to be a Christian, and he felt really ostracized by the church, and he grew up Christian, and he felt like that wasn't Jesus' message. And he's like, I understand that. They had I guess my point is they had a fair back and forth in disagreement.
Were they both Christians? Or were they talking about gay Christians, or were they just talking about Christianity?
So the regular guy, the guy who they went to help is who he was talking to. He's not he is not gay.
Did they go one person or they go as a group?
So they grow as a group of 5, and then they all break off and kind of go help him with certain things. So one of them is a fashion guy.
Okay.
One of them is the haircut and like take care of yourself guy.
I think I like this. This isn't a good representation of my hair ever on this podcast.
No, this is perfect. You're going to get on the show now. This is amazing. I didn't even think about this until you said that. I thought literally this is the type of people they are going after is like Need a little pick me up. Need that mojo
Do I need
in
a
the
pick me
step.
up?
You need the mojo in the step, bro.
I'm good.
They even helped set up some guy with a girl one time on a
I
date.
need that, but I'm picky.
Maybe they're gonna help you not be so picky.
Well, but I gotta find somebody that's like a Christian.
Well, they're gonna help you
that
find
like
somebody who's a
actually loves the
Christian.
Lord,
You can find that.
that has a
They're
relationship with the Lord,
literally
that
everywhere.
has stuff that they care about.
You're starting to get. That's a little bit too nitpicky on that.
No, I'm not gonna. There's a lot. I'm not really. Never mind. I'm not gonna get into that.
Maybe
right
we'll
now.
talk about a dating part 2, and we'll get into those.
I still haven't picked up online dating again because it's just
too much.
it doesn't feel right.
I think
I feel like everybody's on there that is a little desperate, and I don't think I want somebody that's desperate because I've been desperate my whole life, and I'm tired of being
that's
desperate.
a tad judgmental.
It is.
This is a tad. Maybe a bit. Maybe a dash.
If they weren't desperate, they would have found somebody probably in their circles, more likely.
Not necessarily.
I don't know. It's just it
Couldn't
feels
this-
like there's a lot of desperate girls on there, a lot of desperate guys on there too. And I went on there because I was desperate. So
Interesting. Interesting the way you see it.
huh?
I said it's interesting the way you see it.
It's a lot of. I mean, it's. I don't know. There's a lot of people that are
You were
single.
you were the captain of non.
I'm trying to be single and like it too. I've done that my whole life.
I don't know if humans are made to be single and like it.
I don't think everybody's designed to be with
Well,
a
I mean, yeah,
girl.
sure. Like asexuals may not be like into it, or as we saw, demi-queers.
No, I'm saying like either Paul in the Bible never had a wife.
but we don't know that Paul didn't want a wife.
Never talked about it. Maybe those were
Exactly.
the groans he was talking
Or
about.
yeah, that could no, that could have been the thorn in his side. Is that he wanted to? We don't know what that means. Nobody knows. That's all speculation. It could be depression. People argued it was depression.
People use it to help people, depressed people. Yeah.
They use it to argue anything. It could have been that he just wanted a partner.
Oh, I feel like he would have said that.
Maybe.
Maybe he took it out. I don't know. The Catholics, good old King James. You know,
Oh no, race.
I'm single right now.
No, but I just think that that's you the person who doesn't like generalizations and making a ridiculously broad stroke generalization about the entire online dating.
I'm not saying everybody's desperate. I'm saying
Now you know how I feel when I make a statement.
I didn't say that. I didn't say everybody's desperate.
You said
I said
that
most likely
they're
they're on
desperate.
there.
Yeah,
Because they're
these are
desperate.
desperate. Yeah, these girls are desperate,
Most likely.
which is
Not everyone. Most likely.
I know that's a
I would say okay.
If you
If
went
I'm
with
going to
that
give
app-
a blanket statistic. I'm going to say 90% of people on there.
90?
Yeah, 90. There's a lot of people that are desperate, man. That want love. Our culture is designed to
necessarily
teach
wrong
us.
thing.
Our culture is designed to teach us that we have to be with somebody.
I think humans are kind of genetically predisposed
But
towards
even
that.
to get somebody just any way possible. Simps.
Well, I don't agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm like, obviously we don't agree with that. But like, they'll do anything to get with somebody. Simp culture, the thing.
So you're saying thirsty. You're saying everyone on there is
Yeah.
thirsty.
A little thirsty.
Well,
To different degrees.
yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with being a little thirsty. That's like part of. Part of
I'm saying there's a lot of broken people in the world, and I see a lot of broken people on that app, and I don't like it. I don't want to be with somebody that's broken.
That's everyone.
It's not everyone.
That is literally everyone.
okay. I'm saying broken, where they don't have they don't know themselves.
Everyone.
That's not everyone.
Everyone.
I'm not that way.
The Bible says that everyone is that way.
Okay, I'm not saying that, Alex. God.
No, I'm just saying that I think maybe you're over categorizing an entire way for you to meet somebody that you wouldn't necessarily be able to because of
I've tried it.
time.
All I've found is broken people. Different varying degrees. When it was really obvious, it was really obvious. When it wasn't so obvious, it made it so obvious by the end. Too broken to even start a relationship. That's all I've found.
You're looking, well, these people are looking for a quick little bump of a boyfriend. They want a little.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they want a little.
That's
Oh,
not
I'm over.
that's not
thank
what
you.
I'm on there for.
I know.
That's not what the apps I'm using are
Are
designed
supposed to be for.
So that's all I'm finding though. It's people that like
I would say don't say broken though, because that's
Broken.
like,
I'm willing to say broken. They're broken.
but everyone's broken though.
To a degree, but I'm saying too broken to
what?
I don't to even like to actually be able to have a relationship
I mean,
with somebody else.
not necessarily.
Every person I've had on the dating apps has been too broken to actually start a relationship, a good relationship.
Okay, well, okay. So two things that we're going into the dating
This
podcast
is
now.
way too tangenty, but what are you trying to say?
That's fine. We can cut it off here. We'll pick this up on another
What did you
episode.
want to say?
No. It's okay. It's okay.
Seriously?
We still haven't gotten into your schooling, so
I've talked a little bit.
yeah. Well, we need
Did
to
we
dive
finish
in.
yours?
I
asked
I
you.
was on the home stretch. I was in the home stretch, just saying that
You were telling me what you wanted to do
it was,
after high school.
Yeah, it was really relaxed. I had a really great English teacher / speech teacher who really tried to help me get towards that goal of music production. Her uncle he's like the Christian music producers. Like he produced Amy Grant when she was first starting out. So she brought him to our school to meet me, and it was really cool. But yeah, then I just didn't go to college because I hated school. I tried it, couldn't do it.
Where'd you go?
Went TCC for a semester and a half, I think. 2 semesters.
What happened?
Just kept going back, doing the same thing I've already done 15 times and thought, this is a waste of time and money. I'm paying to do the same thing I've already done. This is so stupid. I hated everything about it. I know. Although, actually, no. I liked weight training class. That was sick. That was cool.
So you never have but the problem probably was you didn't have a goal in mind for going to TCC.
But I don't, even when I did have a goal and tried to go back to school, I hated it.
What was your goal going when you went back to school?
To become a user interface designer.
So you wanted to be
web design as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Then it doesn't matter. It's still like, it's just.
Well, if you go to, some people just are forced into college, and then it's the culture you got to go to college,
and that's so
it's
stupid.
Bull. Like, but especially if you're thrown into that, then you're wasting dollars. There are people calling me, so annoying. Wasting dollars that probably is like BISD I was a part of. They paid for an entire year of TCC. Every graduate, you got to go.
Dang, that's a lot of money.
It's really not. TCC is really cheap.
But I mean, and
then not everybody's going to take them up on it. But not everybody's going to TCC. A lot of kids have a specific university they want to.
On the fact that they're not going to go.
Well, they have the money available, and TCC is giving them a good deal because they're allowing them to. It's just like Costco, you know. It's like
we have a bundle.
it's BISD saying, "Hey, we care about everybody that's in our schools having a chance to go to college, not having money be a problem," which is awesome. And I took advantage of it, as I do a lot of things. I just took advantage of taking, I think I took U.S. history, and I did a dual credit in high school. By the time I was actually out of high school, I was a sophomore in college because of all the AP and dual credit I took.
You already had an associate's?
In summer, no.
Not yet?
Not officially.
Oh, okay.
I was in my sophomore year of college. So I think I had to finish my sophomore year to get associates. But
okay. You were close.
Yeah, basically. My mom keeps telling me, you should go back and just get your associates. I'm like, it literally is a waste of money for me. There's nobody asking me for my associates. Nobody. Nobody's ever asked me for my associates.
I hate that boomer mentality of college. It just irritates me so much.
Well, it's not that big of a deal. Both my parents didn't finish college.
No, I'm not saying.
And they spent a lot of money. Like my dad went to Baylor and spent a bunch of money that he didn't have at the time.
I'm just saying in general, that idea that it's like, oh, gotta go to college. It's so old school.
It's different nowadays. Like,
and that's what they don't get.
It's different nowadays, but it's also like all three of her children, mine more than the others, are in fields that don't require any sort of schooling. They're more about how good you are and who you know. You know. So
if in my argument, when these people are like, you always got to go to college, you have these Uber corporations, Google, Apple, I think. I'm not sure about Amazon, but I know Google and Apple have now dissolved degree requirements. They're like, they're stupid. We don't need those. We need
well,
you to
because
have
they're starting to
experience.
realize because everybody's going to college, they're not a good gauge of your ability to do the job.
College was a great gauge in the 70s, in the 80s,
Have you noticed
in the
though?
90s.
But like when I tried to get a job at Apple, at the store, did you do like a group interview when you did it? Man, I sucked at that.
Those are weird.
They asked me like, when was the last time you encouraged somebody? And like, I encourage people all the time now, but like, man, back then, like I was too insecure to talk to other people and encourage them. So I hadn't really done it. So I found a thing where I was at a mission trip, but I like fumbled over their story like horribly. And I think those were probably reasons why I didn't get it.
Apple's,
And they don't want people that are knowledgeable about the product either. It seemed like
true.
they want you to be agnostic to everything to it. So it's like,
which is very interesting because then they want you to come in and be a product knowledge expert.
well, they want to teach you everything. They don't want you to go in with biases and things, you know,
and
and a know-it-all like, oh, he just wants to be in the Genius Bar or whatever.
It's true. I did. Well, yeah, the group interviews are weird. I never did great at those.
That was the only group interview I've ever had.
They're freaky. They're so.
It just felt like, oh, this is totally what Apple would do for an interview. Of course, some new age way of, and also like when you sign up for these like entry level jobs, it's a lot of like, oh, whoops, fade to black.
And we're back.
Swipe the fade to black button. They give you like those personality tests almost, where it's like they ask you like what you would do in these scenarios.
They do that
like
in
Best Buy. Apple did too.
Freak Best Buy.
And like,
wait, Apple did? Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. When you actually fill out your application, they ask you a bunch of scenario questions of what you would do.
Okay,
I don't remember.
Right. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
It was like 2000.
I was 16. So
wow.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
That'd have been a sweet gig at 16 though, for sure.
No, Apple. I think I tried at 18.
Oh, I think you actually do have to be 18 to work at Apple.
Yeah, I think that's when I tried it. I started working when I was 17.
Okay.
But we'll save that for the work podcast we're planning on doing. Go through our job history. Drop a like if you want to see our work podcast.
And if you don't, drop a comment. It says we don't care.
Nobody's watching these. We got like 3 concurrent
viewers. We should tag
on
Alex
YouTube.
Jones. Should we have an Alex Jones segment in every episode so we can get those concurrent fans?
Yeah, we apparently noticed It was Anarchy that got more than Alex Jones, actually.
Yeah, but it also got more dislikes.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
We don't know why. Nobody commented.
You want to know why? I've done research. This is my theory.
Okay.
I did some research the other day. I thought, I'm going to Google anarcho-Christian or anarchy-Christian and just see what comes up. Not a lot. Okay,
Can you show me what comes up?
Let me show you what YouTube comes up.
Okay.
So, anarcho-Christian.
You just said anarcho-Christian. Like
yeah.
There you go. That dude?
Hold on.
Who's that guy?
Anarcho-Christian.
Relationship between Christians and the state.
This guy may be. I've never seen this guy, but this is what comes up.
Was Jesus a socialist?
Yes.
What?
This type of stuff.
They're probably taking it back to the commune philosophy.
I watched this video here.
Coronavirus in Romans 13.
No. Listen. Apologia Studios is freaking amazing.
Okay.
I'm serious. Like legitimately, I would move to New Mexico to go to his church.
Wait,
He's
he has a
awesome.
church?
Yes, Apologia Church. Their outreach of
Are they apologetics driven? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. That's why you would like it. Yeah.
really want because they're just trying to.
I mean, it's not bad. It's
No, I don't see the correlation. Why is that?
because apologetics are all the intellectuals of Christian society.
I see what you're saying.
So that's why you would like it because you're.
So it tickles my fancy.
Yeah.
Well, no, I also like it because they're very action oriented. Like they're not just like, oh, we're gonna end injustice and blah blah blah, like all the current churches. They're like, hey, abortion's wrong, and we're gonna go protest. And this is where protest. I'm like, ooh, this is where they sold me. They said if they get talking to someone who's about to go to the clinic, they'll go, look, we have help. We have groups. Yeah. We can financially help you. And I'm like,
well,
that is what it is.
A friend of mine, his name is Ryan Roberts. Mm-hmm. He's a worship leader over at Milestone. Not on staff, just a volunteer worship leader. he made it his like one of his for at a time. He hasn't done it in a while because I think he almost got like he got a lot of death threats and some weird pizzas being delivered to his house. And yeah, it's actually interesting. And his like sister was possibly getting targeted. It was bad. But he would go protest Planned Parenthoods, and he would have these bags that was like lots of things in there to help them, and he would also offer to adopt like every time, like because he would, and he knows people that he had a network of people that would adopt these kids. And it's adoption's hard anyway, but the industry is so stupid. Especially if it seems like the nice people in the adoption world get like screwed over the most trying to adopt. Especially, I know somebody that's in the foster system. They foster kids and they'll try to adopt them sometimes. And sometimes the parent just swings around. The one that was in prison now wants their kid. It's like, okay, you want to
know why that is? The one who was in prison?
Welfare?
Yep. Yeah. You get more money with your children.
I don't know if that was fully the reason. Maybe she actually wanted him, but it's like, it's not a healthy environment. But, yeah, he was really awesome. But he did get a lot of flack from Christians.
Of course he did.
I mean, it's debatable on how like good that tactic is. When you've got a megaphone, and everything, you're trying to talk to people that are inside. I mean, he has a lot of stories of people hearing him in the waiting room and them changing their mind and leaving.
Yeah. I don't understand why Christians, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, are you out there talking and trying to save children? Then what are you doing? Stop criticizing.
Yeah.
Like, this guy, I don't agree with everything. He wants to put, like, I'm against laws dictating morality. Like, I'm a Christian. I don't want to say you have to worship God. He wants to put in laws that are saying abortion is legal. That's a slippery slope in my mind. But I see what he's doing. I go, this man is
the guy that you're just talking about that protested Planned Parenthood wants it legal?
He wants it illegal.
Illegal?
Yes.
Okay, it sounded like you said legal.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Illegal. And that's a slippery slope because I know that, like everything, once you start being able to write laws for morality, it gets really tricky. We did that with the Catholic Church.
Well, you have to... Murder has to be illegal.
Right.
That's morality.
I know. I'm just saying it's a sticky...
And we have another podcast we're going to do about this, but the argument for having abortion legal is to have healthy access. It's just like drugs, where it's like having healthy access to these things if need be.
Right.
Instead of them going to some underground
stab you the wrong way, you bleed
everybody
out.
could die, or they could sell the baby parts and stuff, even though Planned Parenthood already does that.
Yeah, it's just, I look at him and he's being genuine, and then if people are going to complain, like, seriously, come on.
Yeah, it's like, okay, if you don't care about abortion, at least go donate to a church that's like actually doing something for sex trafficking at the very least. Like,
at the least.
Yeah, it's really easy to do. So.
I don't know. It's the plank in the eye and speck in the other. It's the way I look at it. Like,
it's Christians fighting Christians.
It's an easy fight,
especially when they're both like in it for the real thing. Like, if you're fighting the Westboro Baptist Church, go ahead. Like, they're a bunch of cuckoo for cocos, freaking crazies. Yeah. Not representing Christianity well at all. But fighting for lives of babies, maybe if he's not doing it in the best way, there's other battles to be fought.
Yeah, it's childish, I think. I don't know. But no, it's a really good church, and I like their message, and he talks about it, and I think he's a libertarian.
Have you ever watched those people that would go protest churches? You seen those videos?
Black Lives Matter did.
Well,
that's all I've seen.
I'm talking about like people just going protesting and saying like, Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I didn't expect it to play.
What is this?
No king but Christ. Ooh, I kind of like this.
I don't know. It's so long.
I'll be honest though, I can tell. No,
turn your audio off.
I just wanted to read the
evaluating relationship between Christians and the state. Numerous times in the Bible. Just found you on Facebook.
I might have just some from my people. No, but when I searched, there's a lot of them are like Jesus and communism and all this stupid, like, It's either one of two things. It's somebody trashing Christianity with communism, and B, they're a communist Christian.
So you think that's why we got dislikes?
Yes, because they were communist Christians and they came and found it and they're like, oh, they like the free market? That's evil. So, yeah, see, it's like communism, blah, blah, blah. So,
yeah, well, maybe we got to figure out how to get views, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm being honest, man. I think the Alex Jones thing, like, dude, I don't think you know how many people he was getting.
You know his store?
Week.
Have you seen his store?
Uh-huh.
It's crazy. He's selling like all sorts of crazy products.
I don't think they're that
are
crazy.
all like just like sugar pills.
They're just literally the vitamins you get on Amazon, the same thing.
Yeah, there's different concoctions and ratios.
He doesn't change them. He just buys the same ones that trending on Amazon. He's
Really?
talked about it. Yeah. He literally goes on Amazon. What's the number one? Okay, who do they get it from? Let me go talk to that person. Let me make a better version, or let me a better version. Let me go get them to the white
version,
labeling.
the easy, yeah.
They're white labeling.
Yeah.
And then he puts it on his website. And everyone feels like he's, I don't know.
He still comes out with he has a show almost every day.
And he has that
crazy
energy every day. What?
Well, it's the radio guy energy. It's
Oh, man.
the late night talk show guy, the energy. He's there every day.
Well, okay. Well, let's be honest. The late night is only like an hour. We're talking Jones goes on for 4 or 5 hours.
Ben Shapiro is similar. Ben Shapiro, if you watch Ben Shapiro, it's like so organized. They've got a huge team.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's got like over 100 people on staff at least.
Yeah.
It was funny because like I think he was talking when he went to Joe Rogan's studio. He was like, "Oh, it's so nice. There's like no people here." And then Joe Rogan goes over there. He's like, "It's like an army here." Like,
yeah. Too many. It's very much.
It takes a lot of energy to cut your content for all the social medias and plan that show every day. Like that's just planning a service, like a service on a weekend at a big church takes like 4 or 5 people, like at least having one meeting throughout the week.
Yeah.
Especially if your services are basically the same every week. You know, if you're trying to change it up and make it creative every week, man, that's a couple meetings a week with over 10 people. You'd have to have
organize.
Yeah. So if you're like changing the stage up production wise and like when it gets to that level.
That's why I preferred Joe Rogan over Ben Shapiro or over
they're
any
very different
Ben
people.
Shapiro. Well, no, I mean their formats.
Oh yeah. I love just watching clips of Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro feels like a news show, and I don't want to watch a news show. I'm here for conversations.
His conversations are good.
Some of them, yeah. Like that's what
Ben Shapiro does the normal show, and then he has those conversation pieces.
Those like hour,
whatever
something on Sunday or whatever. Yeah, those are okay. But even then, it's like an hour. It kind of limits conversation if you're only in there for an hour.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that's why we got so many dislikes is because the commies came in.
I just wanted a good comment, you know. I think we had one. What was our comment? Our first comment.
It was on the Alex Jones one. He's like,
what
two.
Did he say?
Okay.
Oh yeah, he said like something like 2 guys, no natural comedy. It's not Almost Christian podcast. You're struggling.
What? No, but it'll get me to it.
Will it? Oh gosh.
Oh, also everybody, this guy's pretty good too. So just gonna help y'all out.
This is not going well. You didn't put podcasts.
Well, I figured Google was smart.
No.
Guess not.
We're learning Google is not as smart as we'd like it to be.
Dude, how meta would
Just 2 dudes talking truth, unknown, natural comedy. And the unknown natural comedy.
Dude, I like this guy, bro.
I'd like him. I hope he sees this.
Dude, I hope he sees it too.
Yeah. We want this guy. We need more wizard in our life. Let's go on his we're not gonna roast him because we like him.
Obviously.
I'm curious we realized why he likes us a little bit.
Dude, Joe Paul. Yes.
I don't know who that is. He's a subscriber.
My guy. What up?
We got 6 subscribers now.
Sick.
It's more than just me, you, and Malia.
I like it.
He's into music a bit. Who's that?
That's Donald Trump.
Is it? Let's go to that. What is that? Is it a meme channel? He's got 86,000 subscribers. Let's not do this. Go to his recent videos. Go to most viewed video. Video, most viewed. This looks like an old gaming channel.
It looks like it.
Most popular. What class would you pick?
World of Warcraft.
Is this World of Warcraft? God, you have so many tabs.
Yeah, it's wow.
Oh my gosh. This was in 2019.
Wow. He has 1 million views. Really?
Play the audio. I want to see what he's got.
Syllabus in particular with level 60s farming pages.
Oh dang, he's like teaching people. 35-minute class on World of Warcraft. Anyway,
Dang.
we're in a tangent.
Well, the wizard,
Inception right
honestly, can we just be honest for a second?
Inception.
You, my guy. Hold on. We'll get back to your
Get some
channel.
good branding.
Hold on.
What are we trying to do?
Trying to get back to my guy right here. This is my guy.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Let's subscribe.
Dude, I'll subscribe to him.
There you go.
Boom.
New subscriber.
New subscriber. Check it out. That makes sense, though. He's Paul Joseph Watson. Have you watched him?
Nope.
Really? What?
He's only got 1 million subscribers.
Well, he's also on the shadow ban group of people who...
That shadow ban stuff I don't think it's as real as people.
You don't believe it?
I mean, people on TikTok are
You've
saying
never
they're
seen
getting,
him before.
I don't know. Maybe.
Emotionally unstable, irrationally aggressive.
I was going to say he looks British just without even hearing him because his teeth and his wide jaw.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were dogging on me about the teeth.
I was just saying. His teeth are messed up and he's white. He's probably British.
How the tides have turned.
He's probably
the
British.
turntables.
You said you literally said in that podcast, have you noticed that all British people have horrible teeth? You literally said all.
You do know that all is okay. Do you take comedy literal?
No.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't know, like, if you're trying to be funny, if
Do
you're
I need to
actually
have, like,
talking.
a little-
When you're bringing statistics up, you just have to worry about cancel culture is always ready to swoop in. I'm not worried about it too much, but I'm just saying, like, especially when we're talking about
canceled by the British government.
we got to be careful when we're talking about gay people. We're talking about like masks. We got to be careful.
Mask.
Masks. When we're talking about
Corona mask.
If we got into what we think about Corona right now, there's a lot of people that would hate on us.
I don't care. You think I care if a Karen hates me?
Well, we have to deal with YouTube, and they may censor us for spreading false things. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
So it's not what this podcast is about. But anyway, we went to Tangentception here.
Oh,
we don't know how
that's
we got
why.
here. No, that was a long time ago.
No, hold on. Because I don't really display an emotion when I give the comedy. If I was more like most British people, you'd be like, "Oh, he's joking." But I'm usually like, "Yeah, most British."
Oh, well, it was the context of what we were talking about.
I was wondering
too.
why people always thought I had dry humor. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. What do you mean? That makes sense. Sorry, I just had
it's given you do the joke, and
myself.
I'm just gonna lay this here. That's deadpan. I'm just gonna say this. Mark Norman is frick.
I know what you're talking about. Not Mark. Norm McDonald.
No, not him. The other one that he speaks fast and he always leaves the comedy settings and he's like, "Good night, I'm Kevin Hart." And he gets off stage. I forget his name.
No idea.
I'll look it up.
Contrast with ridiculousness or absurdity of the subject matter. See, I do that all the time. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Mark Normand. Dude, he had put out a video recently about he had like a comedy circuit in like Central Park or something. It's pretty funny. He's
funny.
Dude, he's really funny.
Yeah, I've watched his stand up before. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, he is. I love him, dude. He always starts with like comedy. And when his joke goes, he goes, well, not everybody. Or something. He just he acknowledges it right off the bat, and he's definitely a super self-conscious person.
You think so?
Like, because you see him in interviews after, and he's like, "I was bombed, it was awful," like blah blah. But you never know. It's like can't ever. He doesn't ever feel like he's real. He's always like
that character.
That's just him. Yeah. So I don't know what he actually feels like, but
probably not like that. Have you seen that comedy? I don't know who the guy is, but he was making fun of Karens. He's always like, it's always some white woman's problem to have someone else's problem.
You have to show me. I haven't seen it.
It's so good. I have to find the clip, but he was essentially talking about how there's always some white woman who makes everyone else's problems her problem too. And
Karen culture.
Hold on. He says this joke and everyone's laughing, and then some Karen.
Oh, no
and
way.
he goes, here we go. Literally.
That's
it was
funny.
perfect. It was really good.
That's good. I love that stuff.
I think it's your turn for school, by the way.
School. Okay. Well, start from the beginning. So hang on. We didn't finish your college stuff. Do we want to do that?
There wasn't much there.
Well, what did you do? You tried to for some sort of purpose. Like, you tell me everything.
Everything. Okay.
Everything
so in
you
short,
tried, everything you started doing and then stopped doing.
Okay. So
everything.
I tried college, didn't like it.
You tried TCC.
TCC.
What else did you try?
I didn't want to spend money. That was my thing. I didn't want to get in debt. I didn't want to get in debt for something I didn't know if I was even going to finish.
Okay. Because you didn't have a great track record finishing.
Finishing school. I hated it so much.
Did you almost drop out of high school?
If my mom would have let me.
Did you ask?
No.
Okay. I don't know if you were at that point. I know some people that dropped out in high school that I like didn't make sense why they dropped out. Like they got on a deep end of drugs and stuff and they dropped out. I was like, dude, that kid was smart.
I don't know. I was sitting here and I guess I was thinking about this when I went to Chick-fil-A because I was kind of preparing mentally for the podcast and I thought, why did I hate school so much? And I remember why. Like I connected the dots why I should say. Part of it has to do with my upbringing and having a lot of, let's say, shaky parentals above me, parents, grandparents, everything's, now I'm with this person. Now I'm not. It's like.
You're saying relationally? Like.
So when adults would tell me things, I would go, but wait, hold on. Can you give me a reason why? They would go, oh yeah, you're definitely going to use this later. And I go, I'm going to use quadratic equations.
I told you that I failed one of my journals in 5th grade because I told the teacher that nobody writes in cursive. Because we had to write those journals in cursive. And I was like, excuse me, my brother doesn't write in cursive in middle school. And nobody actually writes cursive in the real world. But she was old.
Excuse me, old grandmas do. When they write you their nice little letters.
And I can't read them. I'm sorry.
But you feel so bad about that too. You're like, you get some of it and then you're like.
I have to get my mom because she can read it.
Man, it's like, rough.
It's weird.
But that was my attitude. My attitude was like, yeah, I'm going to use biology. Thanks.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, and then they would.
Well, but you do, like, kind of.
I don't.
But you, like, we've done it on this podcast quite a bit. We bring up knowledge that we knew, what we learned in school.
I have learned 1,000 times, and I'm not exaggerating, more from individuals than I have ever learned from school.
Like when I talked about nuclear bombs, I talked about fission, like, and fusion. I learned that in chemistry.
But my point is like, cool, that's a little fun fact, when have you used that?
I've used it just now.
No. Once again, that's a fun fact.
I'm not saying I'm not becoming a chemist, but and I was going to bring this up later, but the reason, like, a lot of people went to college. I don't know why this was made. I heard a professor talk about this. Like, college was built to have Americans, like, learn high-level things and be able to have great conversations at dinner parties. That was the culture of going to college, is you went to college to be able to have those high paying jobs, but also to have really good conversation at dinner parties, be able to communicate with these high level people that they start making chemistry humor. And like, you're like, I don't understand your humor. Or they like have a conversation. They're talking about their dissertation on so-and-so, and you have no rapport with them because you have no idea the subject matter they're talking about. I
wish people would just talk about real things.
That is real to them, though.
No, a dissertation is no different than someone talking about sports. Like,
people talk about sports all the time.
I know.
There's an entire network devoted to it.
And it's literally like, it is like, for me, it comes down to relationships. Like, how are your relationships? Why are you talking about sports right now? Are they good? Because I bet you they could be better. Like, for me, it's really important.
It would be lame to have a relationship where all you talk about is your relationship versus you could talk about video games like we do, or we talk about YouTube videos like we do, but there's people that love sports and they talk about, oh, did you hear this so-and-so got traded? Crazy. Did you see the game last week? That play with so-and-so was insane. Or Mavs game the other night where like they went overtime and they were down crazy amount and they came back and Good
Did
job.
that actually happen?
Yeah.
Oh,
I watched it the other night. It was great. Like being able to, I like to keep up a little bit on some basketball, even to make jokes, like to joke about. Like I walked into them watching the Mavs game. I was like, I'm gonna blank now. Of course, who was the guy that just left the Mavs? Dirk. I was like, go Dirk. Like the fact that I know who Dirk was and know that he like is on the team anymore, I can walk in and go, go Dirk. Like
it's great. The problem is in my life when I see people.
That's building relationship too.
Is it though?
It is.
When everything's said and done, like
hang on. Here's what it is. Here's what it is. You build common ground relationship, things you agree on. Those are the people that you go deeper with. You don't just go deeper off of nothing. You go like build a relationship with you and actually we have nothing in common. That's very rare.
Well, while I would like to think that's what happens, like in theory, that's how it's supposed to happen.
That's how it happens with us.
That doesn't happen.
We talked about music when we first met. We talked about video games.
Right.
We talked about YouTube, all that stuff. And then stemming off those, and we both like to communicate seriously. Then from there, knowing all these things that we have in common and we've built rapport with, now we can go deeper.
We can, but my point is that I don't think a lot of people do.
I think people do more than you think.
Well, that's
maybe not with you.
That's not in general.
It's interesting because I've seen. I noticed something when I was in Nashville. I went to a metal band concert. I met these random people I was at NAMM. I went to a Waves party. Met this random guy where we were paired on like a cornhole thing. And he's actually the guy that's running for Congress in Nashville. So I got rapport with him. He met me. He like showed me his friends. They're fairly longtime friends. We all went to a metal show together. And I noticed at this metal show, people wearing like pentagram shirts and like not my crowd at all, right? I saw more community in there, them talking about real stuff than I ever did at the church. Because it was shocked because like I was also like at my church.
Is that your first time ever experiencing that?
Not really, but it really. Kind of. Or not experiencing. What do you mean?
Well, like I realized that when my closest friend is not a Christian, because we're able to like legitimately. I'll say I love you, bro. Like I don't say that to anybody else, but like I don't know. We've been able to get to a like just. Part of it is a respect level. Like we just know what to not say to each other.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. And I told Malia, like it literally breaks my heart that a non-Christian is my best friend. And it also breaks my heart that I don't feel like I can share that with him because I feel like that would possibly harm our friendship.
Yeah.
But it's sad. It's a sad situation. I don't feel like it should be that way. Like I don't say it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
But it is. And I have never had a close Christian friend, ever, because there's just like this level that I feel a lot of Christians don't want to go beyond, like kind of conversations I've had with you. Like, I don't know if I believe the whole Bible. Ooh, meltdown. And I've had those conversations with some Christians and
those are people that
they get really defensive. They pull out swords.
Those are usually people that are insecure about their own faith. It's like you were trying to change my worldview. How dare you? It's like actually, and that's why,
the thing. I don't know that I'm necessarily trying to change a worldview. I'm just trying to talk to them.
I'm saying
I know
that's to them. That's what they're seeing is like, oh, this is something I've grown up into like my whole life. I put hours of the day to this thing, and you are trying to dismantle. It feels like dismantling the entire thing, but really you're just talking about one thing. Like even people that talk about like homosexuality in the church, like some people don't even give it a chance to talk about it because like it for somehow would dismantle their entire walk with the Lord. And it's like that's such a lie. Like it's a big deal, yes, but you're not losing your salvation.
You're not going to blow out the whole foundation.
No,
at all.
Not at all.
But I guess talking about the Old Testament might, but
not
I don't
really.
Know. It's just one of those things. Like I can be like
I don't think you're not a Christian because you don't believe in a lot of the Old Testament.
Oh, I know, but I
don't think anybody would disagree with that. Because like being
I
a
don't
Christian
know,
is all about
maybe.
being saved. And like literally the foundation of Christianity is, do you believe that Jesus came and died for your sins? And that's it.
That's what I believe the foundation is.
That's
I think
it.
a lot of people believe the foundation is the holy book itself, almost as its entirety.
I don't hear people talking like that.
Well, it's not how they talk, it's how they present it. It's like, we're going to read the holy word of God.
Yeah.
But that's not entirely true, right? Like we can all agree that's not true.
What? What's not true?
It's not just God's word.
What do you mean?
Because if there was men I can't remember what their group was called, the ones who put the books together.
Catholics?
Well, no, there's an actual tribunal of people that did it. I don't remember their name.
Google it.
Yeah. It was
Jerome did it. Just kidding.
Cancel Jerome.
Council of Rome? Rome?
Plus, can I just be honest? I don't like this. Biblical canon.
That's what, canon is just the word. You know what that means? It's just like Star Wars canon.
I know. That's why I don't like it. It makes it seem science fiction.
No, it's not. It's not based in science fiction.
Fictional.
It's based in this, I think. It's all like what's real and what's not.
What's
accepted by this group and what's not accepted. Because there's a lot of things written about Jesus.
Yes.
That is hokey.
Hokey pokey.
Like the Gospel of Judas is very interesting.
I've never read it. Okay, so we'll just say it's the Council of Rome for now. So the Council of Rome of the Catholic Church, the same church that Protestants broke away from because they were lying to the people about being able to save people from hell for paying for penance. These are the same people that you all of a sudden now believe they put the Bible together in a way that wasn't to manipulate people. Like it's just
you
like,
think they put the Bible together to
come
manipulate
on.
people?
Why would they not? They've already displayed. That they're willing. Or the King James version.
Hang on.
He took out divorce.
Hang on. Do you believe that the Bible is God breathed?
What do you mean?
God breathed is basically meaning, in my opinion, like the Lord has a hand in what is in existence.
In every word?
I mean, in entirety. I believe that the Lord is okay with where the Bible is at today because his hand is on it. Now, do I think it's all correct and legit from maybe what was originally written? No. But do I think it matters in the long run that those changes are a little different? No. I think the main message of the Bible is still...
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I'm saying the main message of the Bible is still what the Lord wants it to be.
The main message of the Bible is Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Just read it. That is what it was all pointing to.
Well, but there's a reason why the rest of it's there.
Well, the rest of it's
well.
there. It's just the same reason that you need the backstory for where your heroes come from.
To help intellectuals be able to accept Mark, Luke, and John, a lot of these other books of the Bible help.
Prophecies, yeah.
Help with that.
Right. Yeah.
But there's also all these other books there's also a lot of
why do we have
things that help you in life, like relate to the Lord in different ways.
Proverbs.
Like Psalms is a huge book for the church.
Right.
Huge. Huge. For a lot of people too. I mean, music. Like Chris Tomlin stole Psalms. Everybody stole Psalms. And Chris Tomlin also stole everybody else's music, but classic Christian joke, Christian worship jokes. But yeah, Psalms is huge. I mean, people debate Revelations today.
Right.
All the time.
Right.
To a fault where they make different denominations over it.
Right.
It's like, that stuff's stupid.
Right.
Like when you start fighting. Well, I just don't understand the fighting part of the Bible. It's like, that's not why we're here. We're not here to fight over the Bible. We're here to spread the gospel.
What's the core message? Is it about Jesus or not?
We're here to spread the gospel.
Period. Is it about
We're
Jesus
here to
or not?
love and spread the gospel. It's all we're here to do. We're
Right.
not here to find out who's the Antichrist.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like when people are like, I believe the Bible in its entirety was God inspired, every single word put down by a human was of a God inspiration. I'm just like, dude, you must obviously not even read your own Bible, because it literally says in Proverbs, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it?
So what do you?
That verse right there says anybody.
I don't think it's specifically talking about the Bible and how it's written.
No, there are people who believe every single word was God inspired. Every single word. It's infallible.
I believe that.
I'm saying that doesn't make sense to me.
God inspired. Doesn't mean he wrote it down. Doesn't mean it's.
Well, no. I understand he didn't sit there and jot it down for them and hand it to them. But I'm saying that
when I think, because some people have different views on how God has his hands in the world, predestination, where he's not there at all. He doesn't actually care about us, or like
hands off approach. Yeah.
Hands off. Or I think his hand was fully in the writing and canonizing of these things. And I think the inconsistencies and things that we see King James do, where he's completely changing things, is a testament to showing how one person can adjust a religion. Now, he didn't really do anything that catastrophic, but imagine, it just shows us like we can't put our weight in a person, especially one person, in teaching us about what this is all about.
Do you think people do that with Paul?
What?
Kind of idolize him and...
Oh, I think people idolize people in the Bible all the time.
I think Paul is a real big pain point.
We've talked about the Orthodox Church, and it's
the saints.
It's in my opinion. Like I tried to talk to somebody, it was on TikTok of all things, about like Orthodox and like then why do they have statues and paintings, and why do they pray to these saints? And it's probably wrong. I need to look into it because I'm not going to trust some TikToker, but they're basically saying like, oh, we pray to them so that they pray for us in heaven. And I'm like, well, did Jesus not tear the veil? Like, what? Like,
what's the point?
What's the point? Like, we're not Jews, and where we have to like be near the
tabernacle.
But what was the thing? Even like Indiana Jones had a bit about it. Something
that is
covenant.
The tabernacle.
No, the covenant. It was like the
Ark.
gold thing, Ark of the Covenant.
Oh.
Was that post-Christian or pre-Christian?
That's pre.
Yeah, so they were. That's how they interacted with God, was through the Ark of the Covenant, right?
And sure, loosely. Sure.
Was it not?
I thought. I think the Ark was just holy, but then at one point,
if you touch the Ark, you die.
Yes,
that's how they.
Man,
what was the point of it? Look it up. What was the point of the Ark of the Covenant? It was God's presence on earth, I thought. Book of Exodus. 2 stone. Oh, it housed the 10 Commandments.
That's right. Wait, hold on. But Moses touched the 10 Commandments.
He made them.
He's immune.
Remember, he came out from the.
No, he was given to them. That's why.
Oh, they were given to him?
My God, see, that's why it's.
Remember, he was glowing when he came off of the mountain.
That's why it's interesting that
there's also the burning bush.
The Mormons, Joseph, whatever his name is, got the tablets from angels. You see, that's why it was. Yeah, that's why. I thought it was captured by the Philistines. Ooh, dirty Philistines.
When? Exodus. Very EBC-esque things.
Yeah, right?
Go down more. I don't. What's next?
Dagon. The temple of Dagon.
Saul had it?
And the King David.
King David was post.
Afterward. No. It wasn't before.
Oh, King David. Sorry, I'm King James. Sorry, I was like, no, duh.
You would put the ark in the tent. Yeah. See, look, they got it back to their tent, and then that's where they had the tabernacle, and then they built somewhere in here.
Dude, what if we found the Ark of the Covenant? It probably wouldn't mean anything anymore today, in our opinion.
It would mean a lot to the Hebrews.
Oh, yeah.
People think they have it.
Where?
Somewhere in Jerusalem.
Probably in a, well, no, that'd be too early. I was gonna say it's probably in a pyramid somewhere.
Could be in a crypt. They think they have it. That's what people, I've heard that before. I'm not sure why they would want to have it.
Tanaka. That's what the book of Exodus is. Wait, no. What is Tanaka? I've heard that. It's a group of books, isn't it?
Where are you seeing that? I'm sorry.
Literally at the top, it says Tanaka. What is that talking about? Would it not talk about it right there?
It wasn't clickable.
Where do you search Wikipedia? It's so weird to me.
Tanaka.
Oh, the Hebrew Bible is called the Tanakh.
Interesting.
One of.
Mechanical. Huh.
Is that a different denomination? What are Hasidic Jews?
They're like the Jews, bro. They're like the ones that
those denominations of the.
They're the ones that practice and they wear like the curly hair.
I'm gonna look up types of Jews.
Types of Jews.
I'm gonna do it on my end, not on yours, because I feel like it'd be weird.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah.
So Hebrew Bible.
Jews. You've got. It's gonna give me different countries. I don't want that. Types of Jews.
Are American Jews actually Jews? Confirmed by Wikipedia?
Oh God, every pop-up's coming up now, of course. Got the Kohanim priests and the Levites, Israelites. You've got the ethnicities. You got Ashkenazi.
Ashkenazis are like the super freaking smart ones.
The Sephardic.
Jews in general are smart.
The Sephardic.
This is a lot.
The Masorai, etc. There's a lot.
Do you have a Jew expert?
Yiddish. I actually do.
That'd be interesting.
Here's a guy I played. I didn't know Jews had like worship music. And I played for, it was actually a Messianic Jew thing where they had, it's this like nonprofit that goes around to Christian churches and teaches some Jewish heritage. And they kind of teach, like one of the biggest things is with like communion. They like teach the symbolic, like some more symbolic, because like Jews are all about symbolic things, right? Yes. A lot of things, and so it's nice to bring that back around to Christians sometimes because certain parts of the Old Testament are very symbolic, and they kind of showcase some of them that they still believe that are like relevant to know. Not necessarily, it's not like you have to do these things, but it's like it's almost just like another way of worshiping the Lord. So they would go around to these churches and explain kind of like some sacraments and words, and they would sing some Jewish songs in Hebrew, but it was a lot of like, it was almost like ska music. It was like just like take out the horns but add an accordion, and
that's hilarious.
It's Jewish worship music, yeah. It's funny.
Huh.
And I was playing bass and I was like, dum, 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 dum. It's great. I had a lot of fun. There's a guy named Benjo. He's the Jewish worship leader.
That is a pretty Jew name right there.
But he's like, I don't even know what ethnicity he was. He was like
he's Afghani.
No, he was like he was like Filipino or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that his new Christian name?
I don't know what he was.
Oh my God.
He was not. He's American, but he wasn't like. He almost looks like, if he told me he was from Hawaii, I would like believe it. He's from LA. So he's in LA. He's got like blonde hair.
So he looks Polynesian.
Yeah. But he wears like the scarf or whatever that's called.
The Jew scarf?
The Jew scarf. The little thing you wear over
the shawl?
The shawl.
What is it called?
The Jew scarf.
I like Jew scarf more.
I kind of do too, but it's probably offensive.
Hello, do you guys have Jew scarves here?
Jew scarves here? Like Hot Topic. Trying to find some Jew scarves.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. It sounds like something
like
they carry.
Hot Topic.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. I saw, you were talking about Spencer's. I went to the mall the other day and I saw Spencer's. I didn't walk in, but it didn't look as weird as you were talking about.
Walk in.
No, I don't.
We should go together and record it.
I don't know if that's legal. We could.
Hello, can I go? Please show me to your butt plugs.
You know what? Excuse me.
Hello, excuse me. Thank you, sir.
I love how if you didn't want to say, you're like, do you have any about
You know what I'm saying?
You know
Like,
what I'm talking about?
dude, no. What if I walked in with a fedora and like a freaking, like, have you ever seen the Your Highness, like those?
Oh,
the neckbeard guys.
What do you call that? It's like that was simp before it was called simp.
That was pre-simp.
What was
They
it?
called them neckbeards.
No, it was like the
Miladies.
Miladies.
Walking over the
There was a
milady.
name for it, I thought.
You guys
Milady.
have
Yeah, that's cringe.
the
Sure.
neckbeards. Let's see.
I think that was just cringe.
Let's see here.
Well, it's not worth it.
Urban Dictionary. Talkative, self-important, nerdy man.
Yeah, I don't know what to call it.
Mistakes others
But
strain.
anyway, I
tolerance for
was in the
their
mall
body.
and I saw another store I'd never seen before. It was a women's store. It was all about these bodysuits that you wear under your clothes that
Make you
like
thin?
shrink you down.
Yep.
And it looked like ninja armor. Like it was like, and I brought it up to a lady that it somehow came up naturally in conversation. And she was like, yeah, I've gotten some of that stuff before and it's like painful, like to put on. It's just like shrinking you. It's like, yeah, it's bad. That's just weird to me.
The things that ladies go
Well, I
through.
mean, even like you look back in history, like corsets and stuff. It's like, man, there are people that got their body mangled because of that stuff.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
I mean, you still
And
have that.
it came up because somebody talked about pantyhose, and we were talking about how like weird that is now for people to wear pantyhose. It's only old people wear that, and they used to wear it to make their legs look like solid and no like cuts. And I guess because people would work outside, and then like women wanted to look nice, so they would put pantyhose on, so it makes it look like their legs are smooth. Yeah.
Wait, why are we talking about pantyhose?
We got onto that bodysuit thing. That's how it came up.
It came up via pantyhose?
We were talking about, I don't remember.
I'm really interested in how this conversation rolled.
I don't remember how we got to that conversation.
I just need to know how to casually bring up pantyhose with women.
No, it wasn't like
I know. it's
somebody
just-
I have
you're
interest
it
in.
happened naturally. We're talking about pantyhose and then bodysuits.
I can't remember how it came up, but it came up naturally somehow. This happens to me all the time. When I talk to some of my friends, and I was talking about this, and they're like, "How did you start talking about that?" I was like, "It was
so natural.
Like it came up naturally. Like especially when I dissect like conversations I have with girls, like on those dating apps. They're like, "How did you even get to that part? Like you shouldn't be talking about that." And I'm like, "No, it makes sense if you read the whole thing. It makes sense why we got here." Because they're like. Yeah, that's a tangent.
I don't know, man.
We need to get back to school.
Schools
Golly.
suck.
So you didn't finish your school thing yet? Still? All your endeavors.
And then I said school sucks. And then I didn't go to college for a while. So I had to work for Apple. Well, that was my goal. My goal was to work for Apple.
Oh, really? Okay. That's a fair goal.
Yeah.
What did you want to do eventually with them? Just become a designer?
I would like two things. I would have loved to work on the Logic team. Thought that would have been sick. I got pretty close too. I'm kind of upset about it, but whatever.
I still could have done it eventually.
Alternatively, yes, do design. I felt so, they did me dirty. There was a team that was specialized in user design, and I was going to school for that. And they had like a open enrollment. You could send in essentially an application to go work for this team. It was a remote team. And I literally had all the requirements, and they did me dirty and didn't even message me back. They were looking for people who were students and wanted to learn user design and things like that. And they never even emailed me back and said thank you.
I had a lot of people trying to get on that.
For Apple Care? I don't think so.
Anybody will find a job to work at Apple if there's any job that pops up,
That's fair.
even if it's way over their head.
That's fair.
You know?
Or way under their head.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, I met a ton of smart people who are way too smart to be
Like
doing
people that want to work for
customer
Tesla.
service.
It's like they don't employ that many people.
Dude, I'd love to work for Tesla. It'd be sick.
You don't want to work at Tesla.
Yes, I do.
What do you want to do at Tesla?
I don't care. I just want to work for a company.
You would get there and you
feels-
go, all I deal with is people that are frustrated with their cars, and I can't help them because I don't know anything about the cars.
That's
I'm just
what I
here to
do.
test drive cars. Like that's all they get when they're in those things. They get 17-year-olds that come in with their girlfriends that want to go test drive a Tesla, and they either have to tell them no or like you just show me your insurance.
Well, that's sales.
Like,
I mean, I didn't
that's
necessarily want to work
sales.
for sales.
That's all they really have employees of.
They have guys who work over the phone and do like logistics and stuff like that.
Logistics of what?
I don't know, set up repairs and talk to you about financing.
They don't do that. They have some people that do that, but there's very few people that are super overworked. Most everything.
Wait, how do you know this?
Because I've gone through the process.
No. Okay. So you've gone through the process. You don't know anybody then?
I know like 6 people that work for Tesla.
Like actively
Because
work?
because I worked with them.
You mean to get yours?
They get mine.
Okay. Did they tell
And I've
you all
asked them
these
about
things?
it. I've asked them about it. Most of the Tesla stuff is tried to eliminate payroll.
It's
as much as
very
they can.
streamlined.
You trying to get on the phone with Tesla is almost impossible.
Sounds like Apple.
It's awful. Everything's on the app. If you want to have like my mirror that's jacked up, trying to get it worked on, I have to go through the app. Everything's done on the app. If you want to change it, it's on the app. Everything's on the app.
No, I'm saying I don't want to work there because it sounds like an awesome place to work. I more care about who's the leadership.
Yeah, but you're not going to touch that leadership.
Who said I'm going to touch the leadership? I didn't say anything about that.
I'm saying you're going to have the leadership that you hate, even though you like Elon. You're going to have a bunch of managers that are just like every other manager you've ever had at other jobs. It's going to be the same. You got to do it. You got to go after a job you actually want to do, not work for a company.
No, I'm just saying
that's
that
the people that get stuck at like
I'm just
like
saying
American
that it would
Airlines
be cool
and
to
crap.
work there. I didn't say it's my dream job. Chill. I'm just saying it'd be cool to work there. You know?
I just don't. When I think about the actual practicals of you working there, I don't think you would last very long. You would not want to work there very long. You would go, this is stupid. I don't like this.
I did the same thing with Apple.
Yeah.
It is great working there. It has perks, but no, you're right. I know that I would rather work a job that I'd want to do, but that's the problem. The jobs I want to do, no one wants to hire for, or they don't really necessarily exist. So
the jobs that you want to actually do is working for yourself, it sounds like.
Probably, but that's a lot. The logistics or figuring it out is
you gotta do it.
Yeah, probably. But
do it while you got a job. Then once you get enough on your own, then you kill your day job. And you do that.
Right.
That's how you do it.
I know. I would prefer to work for myself, but I mean, there's plenty of other places like, what I would go back to Apple, in a heartbeat. Sure.
Why not?
Would I do it long term? No. Would I like Music Bed? I'd work in Music Bank. That sounds great. There's places I would work, but
if you got
ultimately-
on the Logic team today,
sorry guys, I switched to Ableton. No, that'd be
Naples
cool.
is working out great for us. Has not worked out great for us.
Yeah, I would do it.
But
I would do it. It's
what
cool.
if you got a job at Ableton?
That'd be sick.
Why don't you try that stuff?
I don't know enough about Ableton though.
Maybe they like that. They like the agnostic people.
Maybe. I don't know.
Just like Apple, they like the agnostics.
Whatever. But so I was going to Apple, then I decided to just join a school. And this is how you were talking about this kind of maybe incentivizing colleges to, they kind of get their students into the degree that they went to, marketing,
Sure.
whatever. I went to a school that guaranteed if you graduate, they will find you a job or they will refund every cent you spent with the school. So they were incentivized to get you into somewhere. And they not only did they say, we will get you a job, but they said, we'll get you a job paying at least $48,000. At least.
What happened to that?
I realized I wasn't a designer, unfortunately. Yeah. I don't play well with people just saying like, I don't like that. And I go,
You don't like what?
like, exactly. You don't like what?
Oh, I don't know what you're saying.
Well, like I would design something like, they go, I don't like that. And I go, okay, when you describe, they would just say, yeah, go back and reread the lesson and do it again. I thought I left this. So I didn't like that at all. It frustrated me like so much. It made me, essentially what it did is it made me not want to do it. And then I didn't do it, put it off. And then I just ended up dropping out and getting half my money back, which was nice.
At least you got half your money back.
Still owe for some of it though, so it sucks. But Yeah, that was the extent of my schooling. I don't know. It would have to be something I really, really, really like. Like I know I love and will put the work in. Otherwise, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Especially with those type of
So nothing
hours.
else after that?
That's
it?
The extent of it.
All right. Well, I'll go through mine. Mine's pretty easy. I went to public school.
The end.
No, I mean, I went to a pre-K that was like, I guess a private pre-K.
Ooh, fancy.
But all we did was like get snacks and play outside.
Oh,
That's all we did.
You probably cut out some butterflies once in a while. Maybe some horses, lions.
There was a
Don't
horse. I
undercut
do
yourself.
remember a horse. I have a weird memory. I remember, well, first of all, we got CC's, and that was when the chocolate pizza was still around. Clutch.
Okay, sorry.
What are you talking about?
You said CC's, and in my mind, I immediately thought about an email, like you CC somebody.
Oh, no.
I was like, what?
Yeah, CC's Pizza.
Okay.
I remember getting the dessert pizza. That was like the last time I remember that pizza because it hasn't been around since I was 4 or 5.
Rip.
So good. Although the cinnamon rolls are so good. Oh, God, can we do that for lunch,
No.
please?
No.
Okay, I'm going. So after that, I was in the Birdville ISD school district, which is a great school district, by the way. Probably Keller's similar, but the ISD was great because they had all sorts of really cool schooling that actually taught you some real life things, which was awesome. So I went to Green Valley Elementary, Blue Ribbon School. Played a lot of dodgeball, rope climbing, pump, pass, and kick,
Bro, dodgeball.
cup stacking, clutch. I was really good at all those things.
A dodgeball?
I cried in dodgeball.
But you cried?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
When I had to get out, I was so mad.
I get it.
I was hard on myself. Still am.
I get it.
And then, they had music class.
You telling me you rage quit at dodgeball?
Didn't rage quit.
I mean, that's kind of rage quitting a little bit.
I didn't rage. I cried. I got hit and I go, not out of hurt because the balls weren't
No, I get it. But you were frustrated with yourself.
Oh, yeah.
So kind of like Call of Duty right now.
Everything I do. Everything in life. Dating, jobs, everything.
Oh my God.
Sit there and cry.
I just wish I need to clip you a few times while we're playing Xbox.
I need to stream.
Oh my God. It's
I would be the same, if not more, if I was streaming.
Where was he?
I literally am like,
Like,
the fade to black. Oh, John.
whoa.
calm down.
And we're back. That was
Can move the whole table. That was me. A little sample.
subscribe to our OnlyFans.
Subscribe to my Twitch account.
Oh my God.
Uncle_Simi, SIMY. I'm not streaming yet. But
Please
I will.
don't wear headphones, and if you do, turn it down really quiet.
I'll have a good compressor on there. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
I don't have anything right now. Your Xbox doesn't have any good settings to actually.
My ears also don't
appropriate
have
my
anything
sound.
good anymore, as they've been blown out a few times by your yelling. So
I'm okay with that. So middle school started after that. Middle school is awesome because, awesome as awesome as middle school could be. I have my hair. I'm just gonna give up. I'm just gonna do this.
here,
This is my hair for now.
Full solidarity.
No, yeah,
Actually, no.
I'm leaving it like this.
That's sick, dude.
So middle school is where I got into band. 6th grade, I showed up really excited because I was already getting ready for drums. My older brother was a drummer. I already had all the books. I actually prepared for my tryout. 'Cause you'd have to try out to get in band, but it wasn't really a tryout. It was more of like, hey, let's see if you even vibe with this instrument or not. And there's only a certain amount of people that could go into each instrument. So some people would not get the instrument they wanted because it was already full or something. But I was ready for percussion. So I came in, knew how to play a paradiddle or two, and got in easily. And I was a tryhard my entire career as a percussionist, except for high school. I stopped trying so hard later on. But yeah, middle school, 6th grade band. Then we started jazz band in 7th grade. We started a jazz band.
Oh.
In our school. which was really you don't ever hear jazz bands, hardly jazz bands in high school, but even like starting in middle school
my college
was
thing.
awesome. Yeah, we even actually learned how to improv a little bit in middle school, which a lot of high schools don't even touch improv. So that was really cool. And then like we did all region and like band. That's all band nerd things. That was my first like pre-AP classes in middle school. Kind of getting me ready for some AP classes that would happen in high school.
I forgot about pre-AP.
I got early, like we get ahead in math when you do that in middle school.
My siblings both did pre-AP and AP.
Yeah, did you not?
No, it was in a private school.
Okay, yeah, it's
They have
different.
that.
Different. But yeah, after that, my 7th grade year sucked. Everybody's 7th grade year sucks.
Yeah.
That was when that was actually the Victoria. I said her name. And nobody. I can't even find her on Facebook. First girlfriend, last girlfriend. That was the
First
year.
and last.
It was a roller coaster. When everybody was struggling to get a girlfriend at school, I had one at church.
Ooh, got him, but not
French
exactly.
kissing. Yeah, that was when I said that a lot. Yeah, that was all I did. Never. That's all I've ever had.
Homework, sleep, food, French kiss.
French kiss. We didn't really kiss that often though. It's just funny. I think back.
So
I'm
when it
like,
happened, you were like, blah, 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 like that.
Not
You were
really.
all in it.
No, we only like
You like put your lips on my
we only
lips.
kissed like probably 6 or 7 times.
Yeah, how long though?
Not that long. We didn't make
5
out.
minutes?
No. It was like a
10
couple
minutes?
seconds. We weren't
Bro.
making out.
You made it sound like it was a big like.
No. You made it.
So it was more like a here, zoom in on me for the post,
What?
like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Please zoom in on for
It was
post.
7th grade. I don't know.
Oh my god, you've relived that moment enough times, then I guess.
No, I don't like to think
You're like, I'm
about
trying to
it.
erase from the hard drive.
I'm trying to start a new one.
Reformat.
Yeah, reformat.
Okay.
So yeah, I had lots of great memories in middle school. Actually,
That's good.
so I met Gabriel, one of my best friends, long time.
Cool guy. Cool wife.
Yeah, it's so funny how I met him. I would love to have him on, but he'll never come on here.
I bet we could.
I met him he remember the thing. First time he met me, apparently I slapped him.
Oh, cool. That's a great way to start a friendship.
And he wasn't a friendship at the time, I guess. I was like, I don't remember that happening. But when he says slap, he means like I went like this to him. And I don't consider that slap.
Oh, to his face?
Yeah, I went like I was trying to practice and he was annoying me. And I went like, stop. Which is weird for someone to do. But he says slap like I went over and like.
You kind of.
But
That's
I
pretty
went just
jarring.
I didn't do this. It was just like stop. It was
That's-
like it's jarring, but it's not as
That
bad
is
as like
really jarring. Like
that's like almost
somebody-
punching is what it sounds like, but it's not at all. Anyway, well, I'm gonna get him on. Hopefully, we'll talk about that because I don't know the full story. We've talked about it.
I think I need to be the mediator there
Maybe.
between this.
Well, you weren't there.
I know,
I'll probably
but
take the side of him because you don't know him. You know me too much. But anyway, middle school was great. Transition to high school, marching band was huge. We got a new building, new side of the building
Sick.
at our school, so it was like fresh and new.
that new smell.
The new school smell. It smells like drywall.
Yeah.
It smells like drywall and paint.
Do you like that smell though?
I've smelled it too many times in my lifetime.
So no.
Between
I love new
this
new
house,
paint.
new building at the church, and that
Oh,
building.
You're over it. It's like new car smell.
And when I was a kid, I also went into a new building at a church.
Oh.
So I've seen what happens when new buildings are made. So everybody's got too many. It's gonna be the best thing ever.
And then it's not.
It's just the same as every other thing. So stop amping it up so much. Anyway,
No, but it's new.
new. Everything's perfect.
And we have a bigger auditorium.
It's not the same. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to be the same. Yeah, the
What?
same people in there. Yeah.
Stop it.
High school was awesome. Marching band. Took AP Music Theory, which just helped me a lot.
That
nowadays.
sounds so sweaty.
It was hard. Sight singing was the first time I ever had to sing and read.
Sight singing.
Yeah, you get a piece of music
Mhm.
and you give a key and you have to sing the intervals like you're down with, rhythms
That you've never heard?
that I've never heard.
Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
I do sight reading. That was a part of all region and percussion. So you would have a sight reading portion. You'd go to snare drum and they would have a page. They like have it off and then you have like 15 seconds to look it over and then you have to play it for the judge. Stressful as heck, man. That's hard. But that was our part of every all region thing. You had to do it for like timpani and marimba. And marimba one was the hardest because it's basically a piano. It's a lot. A lot of good memories from that. I got a ton of music backbone because of that. BSD's great with that. Had great instructors. Learned a lot of.
Sounds like you really like school.
I think I didn't, but it shaped me really well. I liked how they did it. Especially being the extracurriculars became my life. When I had church and I had marching band, drumline, had a lot of friends and like, I mean, it's just similar what you hear with like people on football teams and baseball teams. They had like their group people they had a relationship with and did life with on a regular basis because they were together all the time.
Were you friends with any of the jocks? Quote unquote.
Not
jocks?
really.
No.
I didn't have a lot of friends really on purpose. I was very introverted in high school.
I have always had the weirdest friend groups. I was just curious. Like, I feel like
I wasn't as extroverted then where I would try to be friends with everybody. I kind of was a little judgy in high school where I was like, I know he hangs out with them. So if I hang out with him, I may become, no, but I may get influenced badly. So I'm not going to be friends with them.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Like, I think that guy's involved with that guy who I've heard is a drug dealer, so I'm not going to be friends with him. I was very intentional who I hung out with, essentially, especially at church. I had more church friends in high school than I did in actual school. But I had, like, people I was in band with that I had, like, relationships with. But, I mean, I was a nerd. I was an introvert. I was different. It kind of played into the whole, like, I never felt like I only felt like I was a part of something where I felt loved and included. It was a church. I never felt that way in high school, especially in band.
That's actually kind of a good thing, though, I'd say.
Well, like, I don't know.
Could have kept you out of a lot of things.
I guess you could call it bullying in drumline and in that, just because, like, I mean, I was on snare line, which, like, people in drumline are cool, but I was not cool. And there's a couple kids in drumline that weren't cool. Like, nobody like knew me because I was on snare line, but some people knew other people in the snare line because they were in snare line. It made no sense. So I don't know. We had these things called Johnny Rebs in high school that were like the cool people, and they were actually the ones I actually liked. Because they were cool. They're like basically like frat cool. Like they're actually decent people, and they weren't jerks.
I actually like a lot of frat guys.
But like then you got jock people that are popular, and they're just like douchebags.
Some of them, yes. I had jock friends who weren't. I don't know. It just depends on the person.
They had FHA or the Christian. Athletics or whatever.
Yes,
and I was like, I guess I'm not allowed to be a part of that because I'm not in athletics. And also, it just felt super. I was judgy at the time. I was very like, I know those guys. There's a lot of guys in there that are totally don't act very Christian-like. So I don't even want to be a part of that very much. So it's very weird. Just because like they just, I've seen that guy like bully this other guy. So why would I want to be a part of something that I see people inside of it aren't really being very Christian-y, you know? So anyway, a lot of things in high school. And then I quit band my senior year for multiple reasons. One of them being I wasn't the snare captain that year. Two, I was kind of over band because I had done drum corps. And I was more like, I want to do film scoring. This is what I want to do. So I'm going to take I took AP Music Theory my senior year, which was weird because all my band friends were in that class. And like, it was like almost leaving a church when you left band. It was like you're almost ostracized a little bit. Not in like a legit way, but just like, oh, he used to be in band. That kind of vibes. Yeah. So, yeah, I always felt the same way. Like when I left a church growing up, I went back like years later. Like, it's always like, hey, are you coming back? Like, are you like as if like if you're not there, you're not a Christian. You know, it's kind of the same vibes.
You've left the tribe.
Yeah, it was weird, but yeah. So I quit marching band and band in general my senior year because of not getting that. Wanted to focus on drum corps, or not focus on film scoring, and I wanted to take a tech arts class that was an AV audio video class that they taught you Logic and some video editing and things like that. So I was like,
nice.
And they had like they were like, I thought they were going to teach me like audio engineering, like mixing, but they didn't really do that. And I started too late. It was the second year and I wasn't allowed to skip the first year. So, anyway, so I was hoping to do, but
That'd
it
be
didn't
fun
happen.
to teach kids like audio.
They taught people how to mix and master
That's cool.
things. Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, they also had like a culinary area where like you manage a bistro.
Kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the kids, you could go out and go purchase like sandwiches and drinks and stuff that these kids are making.
That's cool.
And there's people that have jobs like,
That's cool.
and they actually make money. I think some of them actually made money doing it.
They're managing the kitchen and then they're managing
It's
the
actually making
economics
money.
of it.
I think so. I don't know. But I mean, they even had like a school for haircutting where you actually get your
Yeah.
cosmetology degree in high school.
That's cool.
So you can like leave high school and go work at Tony and Guy or Sports Clips, Cool Cuts for Kids
Rip.
or something. You know, you have that, you know. They taught a lot of stuff.
Right out
They
the
had
gate.
like debating classes, and they had some classes that actually the city of North Virginia Hills were involved with, that you could learn how to become like a governor.
Oh, like government. Okay.
Government class, learning in politics, learning like the ins and outs and professionalism and all that stuff. So yeah, BISD, super cool. I really, I like a lot of the things that they were doing. I look back now, I'm like, man, I wish some more schools were doing this. So yeah, all hope is not lost in the private and the public schools. They're still getting, they figured it out. BISD has, at least. And I'm sure there's a lot of schools. I mean, Texas is really good in public schools as a whole.
Generally,
I would say.
Yeah, we have some of the better ones.
Kind of better at a lot of things. What do we suck at?
Nothing. That's impossible.
We suck at some things.
Yeah, we're not very good at.
We're not the healthiest state.
We're not very good at.
We're actually
not
the
eating
fattest
food.
state, actually. I think Houston was at one point the fattest city in America.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Obese cities.
News to me.
America.
That makes sense. I'm fat.
Because in I think it was in Houston, there was a McDonald's every block, like actually.
Dude, sick.
I actually looked this up apparently before.
We're like, oh dang, the one on my block's closed. I gotta go all
Mission,
the way.
Texas. The obese total score is 84. I don't know what that means. Food and fitness rank. Wait. Fattest cities in America. Obese, overweight. They're second in America. Food and fitness rank, number 1.
Who's
Does that
number-
mean? Hang on, you put this up here.
Who's number one for?
Put this up there.
A wallet.
Overweight, obese cities in America. McAllen, Edinburgh, Mission, Texas. I don't even know where that is. Is that sad of me?
Why would that be sad?
Why would it be sad that I don't know where that is? Because I live in Texas and I don't know where
Dude,
that is.
Texas is freaking huge. South Texas. Shreveport.
I don't know what these ranks are, but these are the fattest cities in America. And Texas is amongst a lot of them. New Braunfels and San Antonio.
Dang,
Dallas,
Texas.
we're 28th.
Texas-
Dallas, Fort Worth, 28th.
Dude, Texas is going hard in the paint over here, man. We're like, look, if we're going to be fat, we're going to be the best fat people.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And I thought about this the other day, and this is probably a different podcast, but if we just had, I thought about this yesterday because we were trying to find something cheap but kind of healthy. It's like, man, it's just not available.
No, it's not.
If we just had
I mean,
some cheaper options.
salads are $8. Like, are you freaking kidding
And
me?
more in some places.
It's ridiculous.
It's like lettuce.
It's cheap.
lettuce. It's lettuce.
Lettuce is not that expensive, though.
I guess it's the only reason why it may be expensive because these fast food places, these lettuce can't be kept you can't keep it very long.
Yes.
Where they can keep frozen chicken for a long time.
Yes.
Yeah. So I understand that, I guess, a little bit, but just we got to figure out how to make it cheaper.
Yeah.
Because if you can figure out how to make healthy food cheaper, then your entire
accessible.
population can get healthier.
Well, ideally,
easily.
that's what would happen. That's not necessarily.
And I don't think the way to do that is to have a Coke tax or something. Like,
No.
yeah.
Well, I mean, we could start there. We could start with educating. It's not just that
Like if
soda's
McDonald's
bad.
had some really solid like grilled chicken strips and like strips and like a salad thing, like, man, I would go for that.
Hold on. Strips and shoot, bro. I need green beans.
I haven't eaten lunch. It's almost 2:00.
I know. My stomach.
Intermittent fasting, man. Crushing it. Crushing the game.
But I had breakfast, so my my metabolism is kicked in, and so then I'm like uber hungry for lunch.
Yeah.
No, that could work. Actually, that's funny. That plays into schools. That's kind of what Michelle Obama was trying to do, but it didn't exactly work.
I think it worked a little bit, but
It just made a lot of fat people angry.
so let's we're not going to be able to get to everything that we wanted to in this podcast. We're going to have to go for another one. I think we're almost 3 hours now.
Good God.
Not on this one, but we had the problem earlier. Yeah. But let's just say, let's state our opinion right now on what we think the school system is and how it should change. Maybe you start with that. And then we can kind of get our own thoughts. Maybe for the part 2, maybe we can bring in a teacher or something.
That'd be good.
That would be nice to have.
Mm-hmm.
I actually know quite a few teachers.
I feel like teachers are a little bit biased on it, but, better somebody than nobody to talk about it. Subject matter.
Well, they may have some opinions that are actually you agree with.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you think? School system. How does it suck? How does it not suck? What's the current state of it? What are your thoughts on it?
I specifically think the one thing about schools that I abhor and think is evil are the teachers' unions. I think they're
well, unions in general, we believe
terrible.
that they are tearing down the people inside them
Right.
more than actually helping them.
And you're paying to be a part of them, and it's like, what value
They
are they
suck
actually
at legislating
providing?
you.
The only time they're really protecting somebody, it's like, I don't know. Like, if you're in the union, you're one of us, and we'll protect you no matter what. Well, what if you're a terrible teacher or
Or the police unions that we talked about? Like, that's what's keeping...
It's just, I don't like unions. So I think those should be abolished. But I saw recently, and I tried finding, I cannot find it. I'm going to have to do some deep digging, but somebody posted something on Facebook. I think it was a Twitter thread, and they were talking about alternative options to school, especially now since everyone's like, oh, COVID, and everyone's going online. These kids aren't learning jack. It's actually a pass or fail right now. It's just A or B. There's no like grades. And I learned this from
What are you talking about right now? I'm confused.
schools right now.
All of them are pass-fail? They're not
The
grades?
ones in Fort Worth are
Really?
pass fail, and
It's kind of how it is in
colleges
the
are
long
doing
run,
it too.
though.
Colleges are
They
doing
probably
it
still have a
as
GPA,
well.
though.
Whereas if they base it on the previous year's GPA, so if you were crushing it last year, they're going to base this year on that.
You still have to pass.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
fair.
But pass is like
60, 70, or it's 70%.
Yeah, it's not very high.
It's pretty easy.
But the thing is, it's like almost impossible to fail right now. If you're doing the work, they're going to pass you. So, whatever.
There were
Anyways,
some schools that like you almost like
just show up.
didn't even have to get online. Like you had the ability to elect to not be online or not or something.
Some are doing flip. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Everybody's different.
I don't know if Texas is doing any of that. I think we're mostly online, at least for the first semester. But they were saying how, we spend, and I pulled up a chart here just briefly that shows some numbers here on how much we spend. Actually, Texas doesn't spend that much on children for schooling compared to somewhere like New York. New York is $24,000 per student. I've got this on screen here. So yeah, they're the highest. But these are the averages, right? These are nationwide per pupil. I don't know if they say. Yeah, they don't actually say if this is per semester. You would probably assume it's...
I'm confused. What's your point with all this?
These are the numbers. Just want to get some numbers playing around some people here. So you could say the average here is 11,000, maybe 13,000 per student, right?
Per year?
See, that's what I'm saying. I can't find... It doesn't exactly... It says per in 2017. So I guess it's per year.
That's per year.
But is that 2 semesters in technically?
Yeah. It is the school year.
Right. So someone said, if this is how much we're paying per student, and it differs by state quite a bit, as you can see, give that money to, or consider it like a voucher, give it to the parents, and they can hire a private teachers. That could be one teacher, depending on what grade they're on, because, especially when they're younger, it's one teacher.
Hang on. I don't want to get into necessarily like fixes. I want to, it's like, what's your opinion of what's going on?
I think this is
because we've talked about this. This is a huge rabbit hole where I have a lot of problems with it.
Okay.
So I don't know if we have time to dive into that necessarily. But it's interesting how much money, the difference in spending per children in these different areas. Now, obviously, standard of living is different everywhere, but Texas is fairly, still not that high, but man, we have great public schools here in most areas.
Notice the heavily Democratic places are the ones that spend a lot of money.
Where
District of Columbia.
Are they really doing that great?
New York.
Like the entire Midwest is over almost all of the South. You know? It's like, I don't know. I don't think Utah has great public schools.
I don't know.
They're spending the least of anybody. Utah, Idaho, Arizona. Those are the states where I'm like, I can understand if you're talking about bad public schools there. It's like, I don't hear anything great about it. I don't hear anything bad about it either. But I would think Utah, there's not a lot of people love being in Utah.
I was surprised that California is only spending $12,000 per student.
I feel like there's a lot of people in private schools there.
Could be. We have a lot of people in private schools here in Texas too.
In this area, especially.
And it's funny, like, where does that money go that they would be paying for that kid?
I think don't private schools get money from?
Student.
Don't get some money from the state, or do they not? Is that the whole point?
They some of them do. I think New York has the highest rate that the state pays for it as well. I don't know. It's really confusing. That I tried to dive into the statistics. I was like, wow, too much. But it's interesting. It's just interesting to look at to see how much everyone's spending. I would say I haven't been to public school since I was a kid, so I don't really have. I just hear the horror stories. I hear the indoctrination that they do and telling white kids they're racist. And
I never had that. I also grew up in Texas. I think it's more in college.
Grew up in Texas.
I think it's more in college than anything.
You can go online and find numerous cases of kids talking about this. I mean, is it widespread? I don't know. But it's
like when people are brought up, when gay kids were coming out in high school, I don't remember people getting bullied over that. I remember being like, that's weird. But I never said anything to anybody that I knew was gay about it. We just didn't talk about it. Really. I didn't talk about it. I'm sure there were kids that got bullied because of that. I mean, I could say I got bullied for not being, I don't know. If I had a phase in high school where I was dressing kind of metro and I had like frosted tips and I'd spike my hair like that. And I wore a lot of white button down shirts and from Express and some whitewashed jeans and these shoes, these white shoes that are pointy shoes, like dress shoes.
Sick.
Yeah. I was stealing from my brother's closet essentially. But because that was cool
oh my God, that's
for a little
awesome.
bit. Mid 2000s fashion. Yeah, nobody remembers that. So that's what I was wearing. I got a lot of I got made fun of by Mexicans a lot by my shoes because apparently there's like these shoes, these pointy shoes, that are like Mexican shoes that are like, but they like roll up sometimes. That's what they were saying I was wearing those. I thought it was funny, but there was a lot of like talk about like sex in high school, like calling each other virgins and like whatnot. There was a bit of that, but I mean, I didn't really care. I wasn't looking to get laid in high school because I had a foundation of like, that's not what I want for me. It's not. I already saw the horror stories of people engaging in those things and getting ripped up emotionally because of the ties that they were having with those relationships, deep soul ties because of engaging in that stuff. So,
or even worse, well, I guess it's not worse,
or even just
add
like,
on
like the health aspect. If you're not being safe, you get
and then
AIDS and STDs and pregnant. And and the pregnant girls in high school were a couple, and everybody knew about them. And they were almost like, it was almost like The Widow, or it's like you're not like bullied, but like everybody kind of just stands off because they don't know how to treat you, kind of a thing.
So he had leprosy.
Well, not like that much, but it's just like, I don't know how to engage with you. Really, the widows, I don't understand the widows in the Bible. There's a lot of, it seems like widows were ostracized for a long time for some reason.
Weird.
Like as if it was a reason why why the Lord took their husband away, they sinned or something. I don't know if it was that.
Or orphans too. It's like, why? They're weird.
I don't know either. But yeah. I don't know. I never had problems. Like I had some teachers like in high school that were, you could tell they're liberal, but they wouldn't push anything on me. We would talk about things openly. I mean, like my junior AP English class taught us all about. There's a word for it, and actually Steven Crowder brought it up of how it's like how to argue. It's a way of like how to have like a good debate on something. Mm-hmm. It's like a
Latin
it's
word?
like as if it's like Keynesian economics, but it's like it's a word and it's how the debaters or whatever. It's like teaching how to use fallacies to disprove other people. I'm gonna see if I can find it, but it's gonna be hard to find. Wrong moves, fallacy. It's logical fallacies. It has to do with that. You use a lot. Whatever. I learned how to debate in this class. Learned how to actually have good arguments for things. Learn how to call out people that are using stupid things and they're making false arguments because they're not based in anything legit. And then like my world history teacher was like totally like a stoner. It was awesome. But I think he was like borderline. He was libertarian, I think, now that I think about it. But he allowed us to talk and be able to speak our mind and have open discussions and have like a good back and forth. And so that was nice to have in school. Then I had those teachers that like Karen teachers that like didn't want to have any sort of those arguments. And it's like by the book, like, yeah. So
I love Karens.
So it's just a part of it. I think I don't know enough about our bad public schools as I need to get some research on them because the schools that I have around here and the ones I'm a part of, they're doing great, honestly. I think it could be better, but don't get me wrong. Just like government, I think I like our government. I think it could be better. But I like that. I like how it's set up. I like how our public school set up because everybody's able.
You know what it's based off of?
No.
It's a Prussian learning system.
Oppression?
Prussian. So, Prussian, Russian.
Yeah. What does that mean?
So it was based off of factory workers.
Okay.
So it's very outdated. And the Prussian system was actually the same system that
I'm just saying, like, the ability that we all have access to a school that has curriculum and you're brought through a school system that's all tax paid. I think that's a good socialist thing to have in our society.
I think that's a dirty word, socialist, but
It is a socialist
it is, yeah.
thing.
Public school is socialist. Yeah.
It is, but that's one thing that I'm like.
But the fact that you
I
acknowledge that is actually much further than much people do.
I'm saying it's a socialist policy, and I believe that just like the fire department, I believe that I think that it is needed for our society. Now, does it need to be reformed and changed? Maybe, but the fact that it's there and it's working, and people are getting graduated, and people are actually surviving in the world to some degree is a testament to that. So,
Do you think if you don't go to school, there's no way you could survive? Or
I'm not saying that.
you're saying that that's a testament to it, saying that there's people out in the world who went to public school.
Yeah.
Therefore, it must be good.
Like, I think public school is great at introducing you to a lot of things, and then you're able to hone in on that thing you want. So I know a lot of people that got a biochemistry because they were able to take a college level chemistry class in high school.
Right.
That you didn't have to take. You had to take a chemistry class.
Do you think there's things you should have to learn?
Yeah.
Like what?
History.
Okay.
I think you should learn science. Like physics. I think you should learn physics and chemistry. I think that's good to know.
Why?
Just to have. You're not going to retain everything you learn in these classes, but to know that what your world is made up of in biology especially. But like chemistry, knowing what things are made of. They're made of atoms. They're like, how is this different from this? Like, oh, so like the difference between my skin and my bone is just a couple atoms, right? It's like, that's crazy to learn how to actually get to that level in your brain of understanding what is the difference between us biologically, male, female, and then the difference between air and water. Like, it's just it's just how the way we see it is just different combinations of atoms. I think that everybody should learn that.
Yeah.
Because then you see the world differently in that way. And it's applicable to everybody, I think.
Okay.
I think all of us should learn. I mean, health and speech was like everybody had to take health and speech, right? And it was like half semester things.
Yeah.
Health, I think, is actually a fairly good course because it teaches you safe sex and teaches you how to, we had CPR classes in that class. And then they teach you how to diet and exercise in that class too.
So practicals.
Yeah. And then speech was good because it actually taught
speech is very practical as well.
Very practical.
Like, I think school did me a disservice in teaching me. I would like to know about philosophy.
Right? We had the ability to get into that.
But instead, I was told I need to take pre-AP calculus or not pre-calculus.
But you were in private school. They also were throwing Christian stuff your way too. And Christians don't want to talk about philosophy very often. Not many Christians do.
Few. But I mean, even then, like my brothers and sisters, they went to Fort Worth School. They didn't have any of that. I don't like the idea.
Philosophy is more for college and stuff, though.
It can be
because like philosophy, you base philosophy in a lot of these like basics of knowledge that you learn.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, you kind of do. You kind of you have to. By that point in your life, you have now.
Like the philosophy of morals has nothing to do with atoms.
It's not always talking about philosophy of morals.
No, but I'm saying like that's an example of where nothing I would learn.
You can utilize like some things you learn in chemistry and like physics to make an argument for some of these things. Maybe.
I'm hard pass on that one.
Okay.
Philosophy is very heady. It doesn't have a lot of grounding. And when it does have grounding, it's, it's like we shouldn't kill because blah, 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 whatever their reason is. And yeah, no, I just don't like anything that's not like they should be teaching very practical things. I think a really good. This is my one critique. Without, let's say, my ideal is that there isn't public schools. I do not like them, but I think one thing they could do very well, especially if they're paying $24,000 in New York per student, is they say they care about these inner city kids, and I'll take them for their word. Sure, okay, fine. You care about them. Why aren't you giving them programs that when they leave school, they get a job? Because for a fact, statistically, they're probably not going to go to college.
It costs a lot of money.
So let's give them welding classes. Let's give them mechanics.
That's
whatever.
what BIST did. They had all that stuff.
That stuff is amazing. And I think...
And it didn't even cost us money.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like, give that to these inner city kids. That's huge.
Yeah.
Even if it's only 10% of them, that is now 10% of a population that is now...
The fact that BIST paid for a whole year of TCC...
That's pretty big.
Is huge.
But this area is a little bit more upper middle, right? It bleeds into both. So you have the tax brackets there. When you're talking about Chicago and you're in the friggin' slums, you're going to those ghetto schools.
There's so much more to it than just the schools, though. You've got an entire government that doesn't know how to spend money in that area and don't know how to appropriate their taxes.
Doesn't know how to spend money at all.
Like they're in it. Like Texas doesn't have taxes for Texas.
Yeah.
Like we don't have a state tax.
Great.
And we're still crushing it, right? And you got these other cities and states that have these state taxes where those state taxes go to help pay for schools and stuff too, along with the money from the government. It's like, how are you not doing this right?
Because they want to bloat their
we don't know.
They want to bloat
I don't
up
know.
all their finances.
They're misappropriating money, throwing money at Planned Parenthood, throwing money at who knows what. Like they're throwing money.
But
at
I think that's a good actionable step right there.
What?
Get these programs in these schools. Every school. Every single school. If some kid goes, you know what?
But by how?
I'm not going to go to college. I want to do this welding, and I want that to be my all my class. Fine. Go for it, guy. Well, you're not going to be using calculus anymore? Great. Who cares? Go do this. Because when you leave, you're now adding to the society.
That goes into the argument of like, when are you fully... Like, when do you think you can make an autonomous decision like that?
Well, they can still go back and get their GED.
Like, you can't do that in fifth grade. I want to be a police officer. It's like, okay, now you're going to do only things that are for police officers. No. You want to wait till you're probably in high school.
This is high school.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about, it doesn't take you, I mean, welding school is what, like 18 months, I think?
I don't know.
So it's like you could learn that easily in the last 2 years of you going to school.
Yeah, because really the last 2 years of high school is like getting you ready for college.
And then they could partner with people who need it in the area, welding or mechanics, and they could have a pipeline system where it's like from school to job, school to job.
Yeah.
We're talking about the day you graduate, you could have a job.
Because the whole point of school is what?
It should be to prepare you for being an adult. Unfortunately, that's not the case. But that's what I see as it should be. Yeah. Ideally, because unfortunately you have a lot of parents who don't prepare children.
I think school, but I grew up, and I don't know how much I was influenced by my parents, because I probably was, because they're singers and very musically driven. I was definitely influenced by my brothers. So like I had a lot of access to learning about music throughout my entire public school career. Between like you've got choir and you got musical theater and you've got show choir and you've got marching band, jazz band, music theory. Like it was like, and all that's under a threat all the time. And they've been talking about it for decades on how spending for that stuff is going down. And I mean, when we were in marching band, we had to pay to be in marching band. Like we had to go and we had band boosters that would help.
Even though it was a part of the school.
Part of the school, but to be able to go to competitions outside of state, to be able to pay for these things.
Okay.
They actually had like funded, like a PTA of like
fundraisers and such, and
fundraisers to help alleviate the bill for everybody. They had to pay as much because I mean it was sometimes airfare, usually mostly charter buses in Texas. But if we were going to like Illinois or something, or like Michigan, or like some big competition out there, or we marched in the Rose Bowl parade one year. So we flew out to wherever that was. I forget where I was. Disneyland, wherever Disneyland. Is that LA?
Dude, I don't know, man.
I think that was LA.
You're asking-
Hollywood.
I
We were in
don't-
Hollywood for one day. I
don't
know
know
that.
about-
We did that, and it was great. We had to pay for it. So
Oof.
I don't remember how much it was. It was probably like $1,000 a kid or something.
Yeah, probably.
a
Not too
year.
bad.
That's a lot. I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, yeah, relative.
It may have been less. I don't remember, but you have your band dues basically, where you have to pay this to be able to be in marching band.
Yeah.
So I didn't think about that till recently.
Band dues.
Yeah,
Just like your union dues.
I didn't really have to pay much to be in jazz band, if anything.
Huh.
I don't think I did.
So what's something you would actionable step for the schools?
Some of the first things. I don't know. I think I agree with you. I think we should focus on. I just think at the very least, let's partner together and try to figure out why. I don't know enough about the crappy schools. I should have done some research. I just didn't have time. Like BISD needs to be looked at, of
Case
how
study.
it works. 'Cause it
Wondering,
works.
I'm wondering what their graduation rate is, and like the follow through to college. What are those
But the thing is,
statistics?
we
would be?
don't want that. I don't care about that statistic.
But to use your own argument, for practicality's sakes, they would probably want to know, because that to them measures success. Oh, they went to college, cool.
College, I don't think everybody should go to college. Frank the matter, especially
True
in the
that.
economy of college right now with how expensive it is.
Yeah, right.
Don't
it's
go
a
to college.
freaking racket.
Don't go to college unless you have to have a degree for
Yes.
the job you want.
Yes,
That's just
my
fact of the
stance.
matter. You don't.
my stance.
There is a lot of things to learn online.
Doctor, lawyer, engineer. The big
Those
ones.
things, like even honestly, lawyers. Like I think to be a lawyer, you have to have a bachelor's degree in something. But you just have to take your bar exam, right?
You can actually
totally go
just
get
take the bar. Yeah.
And so learn all that stuff. You can go buy the book or whatever. Just learn it on your own. You don't need
You could.
thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. It's going to cripple you forever.
What do you think about doctors taking on apprentices?
Apprentices?
Kind of like old trades type they used to.
I think they
long
do
time
that
ago.
even when you get the degrees.
No, I'm saying like, for example, I go and get a bachelor's in like medical science or whatever. And then instead of going to get my doctorate, I go and essentially mentor under a doctor for 10 years.
But you
or
need to
5
get you need
years
to
or
pass your
whatever.
exam, whatever
Well,
that exam.
I would I'm just saying they could readjust that exam, but
no,
the
they
idea
need to
of-
make that. If we're talking about medical field, that exam
well,
that
like your
gets
general
them.
practitioner. It's like they're not like rocket science.
No, but that exam is hard, and people judge their doctor based on what they scored on the exam. I don't want a doctor that scored a B on that exam.
Really?
I want a doctor that
You
scored
probably
100%.
trust engineers who got C's on their exam every single day.
Engineers are different than like somebody working on me right now.
I don't know. Every time you go over a bridge, you were trusting that this will stay up.
But everybody else is doing that same thing all the time. It's been standing for how long they've built it, and
but
millions of
that's-
people are going over it every day.
not
I'm
different.
saying if I'm electing for a complicated surgery, like a brain surgery, and if I had
wow.
the choice between
Yeah.
paying $30,000 for the B and $60,000 for the A,
You pay
I'm going to
60.
find the money to buy the A plus student.
Yeah.
100% every time.
I would rather even actually no. I was about to agree with you. I would not. I would look at who's done the most successful brain surgeries.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, but you're assuming that would be based on a grade.
I'm not going to say that, and that's not the only thing I'm keeping. I'm just, when we're talking about schooling, that's what I would look at.
Well, but my point was that you probably every day trust things that were created by people who were not good at school.
They got the job.
Right.
It's standing right now. It's been standing for years.
So the grade had nothing to do with it necessarily.
Nobody's looking at grades of engineers. Why?
But you just said that. That was my point. I was trying to give you compare. Okay. Anyways.
It's not a good comparison. Because,
No, it is a great comparison. You
people
just do not
actually-
like it.
No, people actually look at grades of doctors. They don't look at grades of engineers.
Wait,
now, maybe the people that hire engineers.
Who looks at grades of doctors?
People do. You can look it up. Pretty sure. People go, you went to this college, and what did you're able to ask them what they scored on their whatever exam.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's a part
Who
of
does that?
people that are getting crazy surgeries, that life or death surgeries. Yeah, I've heard of that.
You've heard of this, but how much does this happen?
I don't know.
Well, that's like,
I don't know, Alex.
you're coming over here like this is a concrete argument. And I'm
But
just
people
like,
talk about that. I hear people talking about
I've
that all
never
the time.
heard that.
They go, would you rather trust a dentist that got their, like, you would rather trust the dentist that got a better score on their exam? Not, you don't want a doctor coming in, oh, what'd you get on this corner exam? Oh, actually barely passed. And it's like...
I would just rather go to the dentist who doesn't keep messing up my teeth like the ones I keep freaking going to.
Yeah.
I don't care about your stupid score.
Basically, what I'm saying is, yes, I would love an apprenticeship in the job training, whatever, because we don't need to keep doctors in the books and then start treating patients out of college without any apprenticeship beforehand. I don't think that happens. But if it does happen, it needs to not happen.
They have to work. They essentially go to school for
go to school and then they
years.
get hired by a place. They work under another
for like
doctor.
5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister. We're
So
crazy.
But they better do well on that test. That test better be hard because we're paying them a lot of money these days. And doing
My insurance is paying them a lot of money for sure.
Yeah.
Every time I go to a dentist or anything, they're like, we're thinking we're gonna need to do an X-ray. I'm like, what?
My insurance cover that? Oh. They do an X-ray every time. I'm like, I don't need an X-ray. I told them that multiple times.
Well, dude, they need to get their money.
Yeah.
But
I still have to pay a little bit,
See, I don't.
Yeah.
You're part of like a Christian?
No.
Oh, you're not?
Not yet. I'm still on my parents' dental because I'm not 26 yet.
Dude, sick, bro.
So somehow dental stays through your 25. So
Health insurance.
how it
Get
works.
out, leave.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, this is the last year, so I got to go get a quick clean and we'll see.
Yeah, just join one of those Christian doodads.
I just don't have money for anything.
Fair enough.
No monies. Sign up for our OnlyFans.
Bad time with Sam.
We can have
Hey.
insurance. Please. But anyway, I have
It's the
no
only
idea.
way we can afford it, please.
Only way we can afford it.
Like 230.
Or if you need a preset, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we have those.
Loadpreset.com.
There you go. Plug all your things.
Plug them all.
Every single one.
Anyway, we should probably be done. This is a long podcast, I think. We don't really know how long it is.
Very long. Sorry,
Probably
long.
long. We will do a part 2 with some kindergarten teacher, I'm sure.
Yeah. Sounds good.
At the very least. But anyway, thanks for watching. And on to the next episode.